So what went wrong for United at Brentford? Well, Amorim saying the United didn't control the game. Well, yeah, he's not wrong. But brother, you made that sandwich yourself. Amorim's United are literally the definition of insanity. The 5-2-3 mid-block that Amorim keeps on using is an example of that. And I'll talk more about that later on. And I'm going mad having to watch the same game play out week after week. And the worst thing is, I don't think Amorim thinks he's doing anything wrong. Your whole system doesn't allow United to control these games. It's the whole reason why Mino isn't playing in the first place. He's the one United midfielder that can control the tempo of a game. And it's the reason he's not starting, because despite what Amorim says, he doesn't want that. Every attack has to be quick and direct. We literally don't build any other way. It was a big reason why, when everyone was going on about the shots United have had, I expressed caution, but people didn't listen. Our whole thing is baiting the press, playing over the top, and creating a false transition. It can work sometimes, as it did last week, but we've seen so far, it's far from sustainable. The first Brentford goal is a classic example. United have a decent breakaway, Dalot has the ball, and then as you run it on, he's got a couple of different options. He's got an easier option to Mbeumo outside of him, or he's got the more difficult ball inside to Cunha. United's attacks dictate that he's got to play that more difficult ball. Should still probably make it, but he does a bad pass. Cunha ends up losing out on that ball. I don't really think it is a foul on him. Brentford get that ball back. United's midfield haven't caught up with the play. United's defence aren't settled in their shape. Then all of a sudden, one ball then. It is a mistake by Maguire, but again, if you're going to give the ball away so cheaply, this can happen. Brentford get their first goal, and then United are already in this game on the back foot then. With £200 million worth of new attacking options, Amorim still can't get a tune out of this team. And remember when I kept banging on about how signing all these new attackers isn't going to fix all of United's attacking issues? Well, yeah, they haven't. We can bang on about the XG accumulated from the first few weeks of the season as much as we want. And if Ineos are blindly following those stats, thinking that's enough to save Amorim's job, then they're just as incompetent as they seem to be. We still haven't figured out the root of the problem. We still don't control the tempo of the game. Everything is a fast, direct attack, and it's usually Dogu on the end of it, a man who's never scored a goal for the club. And it's not just the direct attacks. It's a constant pattern of play that teams can force United wide and force them to kick it long. We literally never play through the middle, and teams know now that we're very easy to manipulate. Going to show some couple of examples now from that Brentford game. Ugarte with the ball here, Brentford in their very solid 4-5-1 block. We knew they were going to be a hard team to break down. That's their whole spiel. But then Ugarte ends up going back through the centre-backs a couple of times, out to De Ligt, out to Dalot. You can see when Dalot has the ball here. There's a couple of options in field, but instead we play a hopeful ball around the corner. Again, another one of the automisms that Amorim has brought into this team. The wing-back playing that long ball, either into the 10 or the striker, and it ends up being cut out by Brentford. Brentford get that ball back. This is a constant recurring theme now for this United team. Another example of it, De Ligt has the ball, goes into Fernandes. He's forced to play it back towards the goalkeeper. As the goalkeeper plays it out to Luke Shaw, Brentford aggressive on him. Where have we seen that before? Oh yeah, multiple times last season. And then the ball goes out to Dogu. Dogu again has no option but to pass it backwards. Luke Shaw then is forced to kick it long, hoping that Seshko can just simply do something with it. I spoke in the week about how Seshko can help United because he's going to win more of these balls than what Højlund did last year. But is this sustainable attacking methods, just kicking it long to the striker and just hoping for the best? Is this what United have resorted to now? Another Amorim quote after the game was that we played their game, making out like it isn't his intentions to play these long balls, as if the players just resorted to it on the day. Again, brother, we've seen your setup for long enough now. These long balls have long been a part of your game. They've been a pattern since day one, and this season you've just doubled down on it. It can work, but is it sustainable if that's your only method of attack? I don't think so. And even Grimsby were able to manipulate United in the same way, so it's not even just Prem managers that have worked Amorim out. Here you've got Grimsby aggressively pressing United man-to-man, forcing United to go wide. It ends up going back to the centre-back again, exactly the same as our Brentford clip, and then United simply have to kick it long. To all those who had a go at me for saying that Grimsby result wasn't solely down to a lack of effort, Go and yourselves. It might have played a part, but again, Amorim was outcoached. The wins under Amorim have largely been in spite of his system, not because of it. The attacking stuff is also just basic maths. When you've got 5 defenders on the pitch, add into that Ugarte, you're left with 4 players to do pretty much all of the attacking duties. And then United also had 3 players who aren't goalkeepers or defenders on the bench versus Brentford, and this has been a constant trend to start the season. And the manager refuses to ever not have 3 centre-backs on the pitch, even when we're chasing the game. It's hardly the United way, is it? And on top of that steaming pile of shite, we're also seeing our best winger having to do these sort of jobs. You're constantly seeing him isolated as the manager can't find a good attacking environment for him. Last few minutes of the game, you'd expect a load of options to be around him, Buemo. So why is he on his own? And then in the same instance, also in the 87th minute, when United are chasing the game, why is Fernandes picking the ball up in these areas? Again, a constant problem under Amorim and something that he's refused to address. And I haven't even started on the worst of United yet, and that's the defensive stuff. I've never seen a team with 5 defenders look so easy to attack. Everyone was passionately defending Amorim with those XG attacking stats. But we were very quiet with the defensive ones. I wonder why that is. Well, yeah, probably because United have been shocking all season long. Still with our 5-2-3 off the ball, absolutely no pressure on it. Brentford made a little bit of a tweak to stick with our 4 at the back, get another midfielder in there, knowing that they can find players like Damsgaard in dangerous areas. Does Amorim do anything to tweak his system to stop these midfield overloads happening? Absolutely not. That would go against all of his principles. We've seen repeatedly throughout last season, throughout this season, this sort of thing emerging. United sat in that 5-2-3 mid-block. Brentford centre-back has acres of time and space to have that ball. United's front 3 trying to close those players down. But again, simple math, you're not going to be able to close those players down as it's 3 versus 5 on Brentford's back line. So they're going to win every single day. And as the ball goes out to the Brentford centre-back and then out to Brentford's full-back, look how far away Dogu is from that player. Is that an effective press? You tell me. And then again, another instance a little bit later, this one is even worse. Same again, Brentford centre-back has the ball. Cunha's trying to close him down, as he thinks he should do, which you'd expect. Ball goes out wide to the full-back. This time around, where's Dogu? Where's anyone trying to close that player down? Instead, the Brentford full-back can easily progress the ball into United's half, as United are just sat in their back 5, marking 3 players. What is the need of it? I don't get it. Far too often it happens. There's so much confusion as to whether the wide centre-back needs to push up, whether the wing-back needs to push up. It's constant issues. They've been there, as I've said, throughout last season, throughout this season. Nothing has been done to address it. And yet again, the last one I'm going to show, the build-up to Brentford's second goal. United's front 3 trying to put some pressure on. Isn't happening, as Brentford can easily clip it out to the full-back. And Buemo in this picture is out there wondering what the hell is going on. Ugarte's trying to get upfield and try and press. Fernandes looking round his shoulder, not quite sure whether he needs to go up and press or not. We spoke about the confusion in the game up against Man City. Exactly the same thing happening. It ends up there's no pressure on the Brentford ball, so they can play that long ball forward with ease. It ends up being flicked on. Brentford's able to get on United's back line and cut it back for that second goal. I thought only playing 1 game a week, we'd be cooking.
Yeah, boy.
Training time on the pitch was what was needed. He needed that last year. He needed a full pre-season. Well, he's had all of that. And United are doing exactly the same stuff. I don't know whether he's just too egotistical, too stubborn to recognise these issues, or whether he's just inept. But if Ineos act now, then at least we can try and salvage something from this season. Because one thing's clear, if Amorim cannot change, and he's repeatedly said that he refuses to do so anyway, we are closer to relegation with Amorim than we are to Europe. So it's up to Ineos now to sort this mess out that they've created. Yes, they've got to accept some accountability, realise that they've made a mistake yet again, but they've got to just make sure they don't make that in the future and just learn from that now. I just can't believe that I'm watching the same game week in, week out. These tactics videos, I feel like I could just copy and paste them week from week because the same thing for United is happening and Amorim is failing to do anything about it, and that is quite literally his job.
It's his job, isn't it?
Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below, guys. As always, if you enjoyed the video, drop it a like, subscribe if you're new around here. I'll catch you in the next one.